See, when Genshin Impact came out, I really thought Genshin Impact would actually do a lot better than Honky Impact, right? I mean, you got 20, I think it was like 10 Acquaint Fates and then 10 Intertwined Fates right off the rip when the game came out, right? You got a buttload of Primo Gems from Chess. I mean, I think it totaled up to like, maybe like 8K in total if you looked at the two regions. Um, for AR-55, you probably got a pretty decent amount of Primo Gems and Acquaint Fates between, 1 and 55. You had the statues of the seven, two different statues of the sevens. You just got a lot of stuff. And for like 1 or 2 months, you basically had content after content after content after content. Right? But I started to notice something, even for myself. I was always like, well, stop running through the game so fast. You wouldn't run out of content. Even I myself pretty much got through Leeway pretty much after 1 or 2 months. And that was just casually playing ish, right? Because I was still looking for a job and all that stuff. And, spending a lot of time looking for a job and stuff with interviews and all that. Yeah. So, but that's not too bad. mihoyo tends to put out new content pretty quickly. I understand that they were working on Inazuma in Dragonspine, and when mihoyo puts out updates, they actually work. The last thing we want is them to put out an update and stuff not working. Right? So I kind of give mihoyo a little bit of a pass here. At least for a little while, right? I mean, Genshin just came out and all that. Like give them a chance to kind of start making new content and figure out the situation of how to deal with having Honky Impact and Genshin Impact at the same time. Okay? So then Dragonspine comes out, and, everybody enjoys it for a little bit, and then they start getting a little pissed off because now they don't have any content again. And, Dragonspine basically becomes utterly useless. Well, see, and by then, I've already noticed a couple problems that Genshin Impact has that are no longer present in Honky Impact. Okay, the resin system, 120 is not enough. 120 was never enough. Are you kidding me? Oh, and then before that, they also had like a daily boss type resin thing that was basically your condensed resin. They ended up getting rid of that by launch, if I'm not mistaken. So now you basically don't even have that as an extra set of resin to be able to run through daily bosses. Um, but yeah, so just to do the math for you, at 8 minutes per resin, 120 is actually the same amount of time of recharge as 160 stamina on Honky Impact. But here's the thing. You run through that resin so quickly, especially if you're doing daily bosses. That's 3 daily boss runs. That's 3 condensed resin. That don't take that long to run through. Okay? I can say that for a fact. Okay? And I'm using starter characters and it doesn't take me that long to run through. I think I run through some of the domains in like 2 minutes. With the 4 starter characters. Animo Traveler, Amber, Kaya, and Lisa, and they don't even have all their artifacts yet. Amber and Kaya are still missing decent artifacts. And I'm running through things this quickly. Meanwhile, Hunky, I have to have really strong units to be able to run through things that fast. So, this is already strike number 1 that Genshin is being treated differently than Hunky. Now, see, at that time, I always made the excuse of, well, Hunky had these issues too. But, somebody made a good point that if Hunky already had the issues and they were fixed, why did they repeat them in Genshin Impact? Fair point. Strike 2. Weekly bosses. Hunky also has weekly bosses, not counting Memorial Arena, or at least it had weekly bosses. But, those you can kind of farm throughout the entire week, and they didn't cost stamina. They costed another resource. Genshin Impact, you can only run through every boss once a week to get rewards. Can I ask, why can't you just make the boss cost 60 resin and be done with it? Like, if they just made the weekly bosses just cost 60 resin and let you do them as much as you wanted, that would have been nice. No, mihoyo can't think that far, can they? Right? Okay. So, again, these two systems were very different because you could have easily just made another resource to farm these bosses with. Strike 2, right? And then the gacha system.
What have you done? I saw that! Those poor ducks! It was for the pigeons. Go away! I never want to see you again! Ever! I'm telling Mommy!